Alright, what up everybody? Welcome back to Hothead MMA, the MMA channel of unpopular opinion. Alright, sorry the channel's been a little bit slow, but I was working 6 days last week, and last time I checked there's only 7 days in the week. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. So, we're doing it. We got some catching up to do. Let's go over some of the top headlines in the MMA media right now. Let's get it. Alright, Jake Paul, he's back at it. He's calling out some UFC fighters. What else is new, right? But this time, a little bit of a bigger name. A little bit of a bigger name that Jake Paul's calling out now, because he's called out Alejandro P, aka Alex Pereira, Poatan. Jake Paul was not impressed by Poatan's last performance with Khalil, and Khalil can give him his props here in a minute as well. Because, woo, Khalil, that guy's built different. But, like I said, Jake Paul's called out Alex Pereira, saying that Alex Pereira didn't put on that great of a performance. He was not impressed, and he believes that in a boxing format, he will defeat Alex Pereira. He's confident. Like he said with other fighters, all he needs to do is work out a way to get out of his contract, like Nate Diaz did, and they'll be able to work something out. So, that's a long ways away. I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon, but it does take a big set of balls to call out Alejandro P. The last guy to defeat Alex Pereira in kickboxing, Artem, he was on Dana White's Contender Series, and he put on a good performance, and guess who was there to check it out? Alex Pereira. We're going to be talking about him a lot right here, but hey, he's everywhere. So, Alex Pereira not only showed up at the Dana White Contender Series because he wanted to watch Artem fight, he ended up going backstage with Dana White to talk about his past opponent and how much Dana White should sign him to the UFC. Pereira wants him into the UFC. He wants that fight. And Dana White signed him to the UFC. So, we have another Alex Pereira rivalry building, and it's kind of a friendly rivalry, but we'll take it. And I think it's the last thing that we're going to talk about on Pereira, but Pereira's sister has been in the MMA news, and she has a Poatan left hook from hell, just like he does. So everybody's wanting to see her in the UFC, and you know what? I don't think it'll be too long before Dana White signs her as well. He's the biggest star in the UFC right now. Is Dana White gonna sign his sister that just got a huge knockout? Yeah, he is. We know that. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. Literally, that left hook looked really familiar. Like, straight up. John Jones released some footage, a little bit of sparring footage there a few days back, where he showed a clip of him catching his opponent with a nasty knee to the face. It looked like it hit him kind of in the forehead there, maybe a bit of the nose. The guy took it really well. I mean, he's there. He's probably getting paid, so he's kind of there to do a job as it is. But he took it really well. Like, he ate it and then handled it well as well. So, but it was still kind of cool to get to see a little bit of John Jones sparring footage behind the scenes. We like that. Sean Strickland, he's in the MMA media. Right where we want him, right where we like him, right where we need him. And he's called for a ban of Khamzat Chimaev from the UFC. Pretty ballsy. Kind of a strange ask, right? But apparently he's broke a little bit of news that a lot of us didn't know. People already know that he has some ties with Kadyrov, but we didn't know that Khamzat had actually married his daughter. So he's pretty much family with a dictator now. So, yeah, some pretty brazen accusations there from Strickland. We'll see. That's a rivalry I'd like to see. Oh, I almost forgot. Sean Strickland said it's a good thing that we don't do drone attacks over that part of the sandpit. Damn. Yeah, he said that. Motherfucker's crazy. Motherfucker's crazy. Khalil Roundtree Jr. One hell of a performance that he put on UFC 307. God damn. That was badass. He got the first 2 rounds. He won the first 2 rounds against Alex Pereira. We could just stop there. We could just leave it there. That's enough. But he went to war with Alex Pereira. He already had an existing cut on his nose, which was reopened. His face is all messed up now. He's healing up pretty well. I've seen a video of him. I've seen an interview today where his face is looking a lot better. He's just still got some kind of a brace on his nose, but looking a lot better. All the swelling's gone down and everything, so that was good to see. An amazing, amazing performance that he put on. Dana White said that after the fight was over, he went backstage, and he said 2 minutes after the fight was over, everyone was still in their seats. And then what did they do? They started chanting Khalil's name. That's fucking gangster shit right there. So, yeah, his stock went up. It's not often, but it happens. When you catch an L, you lose, and your stock goes up. It helped that he's fighting Poatan, for sure. He's the number 2 pound for pound fighter in the world now. But he is higher than John Jones. So sorry, Dana White. But John Jones is not pound for pound fighter in the world right now. He's just not. So yeah, there's that. Ilia Topuria. Cilia Topuria, we're gonna call him. It's kind of, I'm on the fence with him, sometimes just a little too cocky and I'm not into his shit talk, and well, sometimes I find it to be quite fucking hilarious, and this is one of those times. I wasn't really on board with him purchasing the BMF belt replica, however much that cost him. Probably a few grand, because it looks nice. Maybe he purchased one through Dana White. Maybe Dana White actually gifted him one. But either way, I thought it was a little more funny though when he was giving an interview. Max Holloway and Ilia Topuria, they were talking together through a video conference, both getting interviewed by somebody. I forget which channel it was, I apologize. But Ilia Topuria dropped some funny shit. He said, I've actually opened an old folks home. He said, Volk's there, and he said, I got a spot for Holloway too, and there will be others. And the way he said it, with his tone of voice and his accent and everything, even Max Holloway thought it was pretty funny. He got a big smile out of Max. I was laughing. That shit's funny. Like, Max Holloway couldn't help himself. He was laughing. That's funny shit. Street Judas, Jorge Masvidal. Is he coming back in March? He's saying he is. He hasn't really been wrong too many times in the past now, has he? So, Jorge Masvidal, Jorge, is coming back. I believe it to be true. I believe we'll see him sometime soon. If not on that within that month of March, we're going to see him soon, before or after that. And a lot of you motherfuckers are going to say he's washed up and his time is done. But I don't give a fuck what you think, because I love me some Jorge Masvidal. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. You're not going to take that away from me. It's just not happening, alright? Speaking of George Masvidal, somebody came up with an idea about a BMF tournament. That's a good motherfucking idea. We like that idea a lot. And you know what? Dana White liked that idea too. He said, no, I hadn't thought about that. But that's a good idea. Interesting, he said. So, we'll put a pin in that for now, but we're hoping that shit happens. Finally, Valentina Shevchenko has become the first UFC champion to get all 8 rubies on her belt. That's a new UFC record. The one and only. Ain't that some fucking shit? Give me a like, comment, and subscription. I'm fucking out of here.